Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is Roush, and welcome back. We are in week 7 out of 8 of season 7 of the Pokemon Speedruns Draft League. So, after last week's loss at the hands of Parahax, I took a good long look at my team, and I realized, hey, I'm beating the people that are lower than me that are bubble playoff teams, and my matchups are really good against the players who are out of the playoffs zone. However, against the guys who appear to be making the playoffs, I ain't looking so hot. We're going to need to make some changes. So, we did. Instead of being more passive, kind of semi-stall-ish, wasn't quite enough as what I needed to be, I went ahead and flipped the script. And I did it. I dropped Zapdos, I dropped Sylveon, and I dropped... Who was the other one that I dropped? Who was the third one? Buzzwole. I dropped Buzzwole. And I picked up my boy Raikou, whom one of my favorite Pokemon to use in draft. He always does work for me. I always manage to find a spot for him. He's so good. I picked up Arcanine, whom is a returning to my team from way back in Season 2, which videos are up on my channel for that. And then I picked up Tapu Bulu, because nobody had used Tapu Bulu yet. So, do the math. I lost one of my 2 defoggers, so now my only way of getting rid of hazards is Mence, which isn't great. I picked up ground weaknesses in Raikou, Arcanine, and Mega Aggron is still weak to ground. However, I picked up Bulu, which is an electric resist. Raikou is an electric resist, so that helps take care of that problem. And I also picked up some Grassy Surge recovery, so now I don't have to worry about going for Rest Talk Aggron as much anymore, because I do get passive recovery from the grassy terrain. Hopefully we'll be able to take advantage of that moving forward. So yeah, that's changes to the team. Welcome Ein, welcome back Toby, and welcome Tapu Bullish, because I didn't come up with another name. Sorry. Anyway, he's Bullish. He's Tapu Bullish. And we're facing off against the Wolverhampton Waddlers, aka Bug Squad. Amoeba actually made a couple of trades himself this past week, which I kind of think benefit me just a little bit. We can take advantage of some holes that he has left for us. So, Volcarona, Mega Pinsir, Galvantula, Araquanid, Scolipede, Buzzwole. Hey there, buddy. How are you? Heracross, Ribombee, Armaldo, Illumise, and Crustle. So, actually kind of useful for me, him picking up the Buzzwole. Obviously, it helps him in the long run, because Buzzwole is traditionally one of the mons he's used with great success. However, I think that it sort of makes me pretty strong against him, having Buzzwole. What was on there before? Tinted Lens, Compound Eyes, Venomoth. There we go. That's what it was. So we had Venomoth, and I can't remember if he made any other trades this week. As you can see, his MVP is one of the highest in the league in Crustle. So we do need to be careful of that. And yeah, I think I like my team against him. Let's go ahead and take a look at the speed tiers. My team is much faster than it used to be. However, it does have a bit of a gap in between this 95 and 75 range. So anything from like 94 and below, we're talking stuff like Landorus, Therian, any base 90 is actually free to drop to an Adamant Nature or a Modest Nature. So that's like the only problem that I can see. However, because we've picked up Raikou, we're a lot more dangerous at the top of the speed tier. And because this is now a significantly more offensive team, it makes Greninja more threatening as a speed tiering mon as well. So things to keep in mind. Looking at Amoeba's team, we do have an advantage against something like Scolipede on the speed tiering rung. We don't outspeed Ribombee. That's the only mon that's faster than my team, which is good, because Ribombee's not powerful per se. We just need to be very careful and not let it get too out of hand, but we kind of have a couple of mons that can deal with it relatively well. Otherwise, Mega Pinsir at 105 can be a bit of a threat because of its aerialate boosted returns and quick attacks. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. He gets webs, Galvantula, Araquanid, who else sets? B. And I think that's it. None of the other mons set those. He's got a few spikers. He gets Scolipede, Heracross, Crustle, set spikes, Armaldo, Crustle, Scolipede. Mega Pinsir can set Stealth Rocks. So he's got a lot of hazards. I don't think he has any toxic spikes anymore. I think... Oh, no, Scolipede does. So he can do all the hazards he wants against my team. However, I don't want to give him any room. So we're going to talk about my team. First mon we're going to be bringing is, of course, Mixed Moxie-Mance. Makes sense. It's immune to webs. It's got a leg up against most of Amoeba's team. Speed is there so that I can at least speed tie a Volcarona if it comes down to it. Rock Slide kills up to, I believe it was just over max HP, so it's like almost a guaranteed one-shot. So Rock Slide is very useful in that regard. Also does decent damage against Galvantula, but we need to be wary of a Scarf variant with HP Ice, which is something that I am going to be wary for. I feel like Salamence is going to do well, but I need to be very careful. Air Slash is there so that I can deal the most damage to Buzzwole, especially, and I don't have to worry about taking potential Rocky Helmet damage if I predict it. Otherwise, Dual Wing Beat will kill up to a really defensive variant. However, in return, it'll do over a third of my health because Rocky Helmet is very useful in that regard. And Rock Slide, we've already mentioned what it's there for. Also helps against Crustle because Crustle kind of is neutral to my flying attacks. Next mon we're going to bring is the Piloswine. This is not my lead. It looks like it should be a lead, but it's not. Ice Shard, Endeavor, Rock Slide, and Stealth Rock. Rock Slide, this thing tanks a hit from a +1 Volcarona. So we are going to aim to take advantage of that. Rock Slide does a lot. Endeavor is probably going to be the move that I click. I feel like this thing is going to come in, get up rocks, click Endeavor until it's nearly dead, and then just either kill something with Ice Shard or fall over. So Piloswine is their very support role, but it's also kind of useful at the same time. Next up, we are bringing Sir Aaron Big, second Stealth Rocks user. Iron Head is there because Crustle and Scolipede are really heavy, to the point where they actually minimize the effect of Mega Aggron's Heavy Slam. So Iron Head does double the damage of Heavy Slam against those two mons, which are basically the main things that I'm going to be clicking Iron Head against anyway. Especially because with the spread that I have, I easily tank, like less than 50%, a +2 Earthquake from Crustle. And unless he's carrying a White Herb, if he Shell Smashes and is -1 defense, the Iron Head kills. So, Sir Aaron Big is very imposing, very physically defensive. It can tank a +1 Heracross close combat, whether it be a Flame War boosted close combat or a Moxie +1 boosted close combat, and kill with an Aerial Ace afterwards. Rock Slide is there once again for the Volcarona and Mega Pinsir because they're kind of threatening. And we've already explained how Iron Head works. This is my lead. Raikou, my boy, is there to scout. The only problem is I didn't put enough speed to outspeed Scolipede. So that's the only thing that I need to be careful of. However, Scolipede can't really do much other than set up hazards in this matchup. Like offensively, defensively, it is hard checked by Mega Aggron. And Mega Aggron does 2-shot between Rock Slide and Aerial Ace. So Raikou is my best lead because of these big choice specs. I'm going to be clicking Volt Switch against every mon bar Galvantula. Galvantula, I'm going to straight up go for Hidden Power Rock. But other than that, I'm clicking Volt Switch immediately because I get off a lot of damage because, again, choice specs. And I get Switch Initiative if he decides to hard switch out, or we get to bring in something against him on already. So it's really useful to have Raikou. Next up, we are bringing the Poison Touch Assault Vest in Alolan Muck. Max HP, a lot of attack investment, and a little bit of Spadaf to help tank hits very well. Once again, Volcarona. Volcarona is a thing that I do not want getting too far out in front. This thing's carrying Rock Slide. This thing's carrying Knockoff. Get rid of some items. Shadow Sneak is there, just like Ice Shard on Piloswine, just any last second damage, potential poisons. Poison Jab is there mainly for the B, because ironically, I think, and I don't know if this is 100%, I'd have to double check, Poison Jab cannot get the 30% poison on Ribombee. However, I believe Poison Touch can get the poison on Ribombee, thanks to that, the Shadow Dust, the Shield Dust, that's what it's called, Shield Dust ability, which makes Moo's secondary effect not work. Knockoff is not knocking off item. Rock Slide is not flinching. I mean, it'd be faster no matter what, so it doesn't matter in that regard. But any secondary effects are not happening, but Poison Jab still kills the Ribombee. Unless it's Kebia Berry. But that's way too specific. He's hard switching out against the Alolan Muck. Or U-turning. Either or. Alright, last mon I'm bringing is Sand Castlevania, the Palisand. Kind of as filler. I don't want to bring Arcanine to this matchup because I feel like I've done it in the past and against Amoeba, and it kind of didn't really do anything. On paper, looking at team overall preview, it looks like it should do something just because it's a fire type against a lot of bugs. However, I feel more often than not that actually invites opportunities because it's got a really bad speed tier against Amoeba's team. Now, granted, with Boots, it's a lot better because it doesn't have to worry about Sticky Web, but I feel like this Palisand, from a defensive standpoint, it does tank hits relatively well from his physical attackers. Can actually do something. Hidden Power Flying is there, of course, for the fighting types. Ancient Power is there for almost everything else. Destiny Bond with, that's a Custap Berry. So if he is not going to knock off my item, this Palisand could potentially take one, if not two Pokemon down with it. I'm kind of hoping that that's what happens. I don't, in the practice battles that I've done with this team, it hasn't gotten to activate, but that doesn't mean that it won't, and I still feel like it is it's a good thing to at least try. I could go for last second Stealth Rocks, but I feel like Destiny Bond and just going for a series of 1v1s in this battle is safer in the long run, especially because Salamence can revenge almost everything at the very end, unless it's Scarfed. So that's stuff that we can scout with the rest of my team. If he is Scarfed, it's going to be something like Buzzwole. Palisand guarantees makes it so that... here's what I want to happen with the Palisand. I want to hard switch it in against a Crustle. I want it to go for Shell Smash. I want it to Shell Smash up. If it's White Herb, it's taken Stealth Rock damage. And at -1 special defense, the Ancient Power does... I don't remember how much it is, but it's a lot. I don't believe it one-shots, but it's close. I want the Crustle to then hit me into Custap range as I kill it on the next turn. That would be sweet. And then I get to Custap Berry Destiny Bond whomever wants to come in and attack me afterwards. That is my plan. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I do want to at least try. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and preview Amoeba's team before we head on out. I expect Galvantula needs to be brought, because it's literally the only thing stopping Raikou from just one-shotting the entire team. I feel like Scolipede could actually be in there and do fairly successfully against. I actually kind of feel that a Volcarona... I want to say Volcarona is going to show up, but it wouldn't surprise me if he just flat out doesn't. But it's kind of weird in that regard. Because he knows that I shouldn't bring Slowking, which is the best Volcarona check that I have on paper. Either that or Arcanine. So I'm not sure. It's very interesting. But I feel like Crustle. I actually feel like Armaldo. I feel in the practice battles I got more experience against Flame Orb Heracross, but I feel like Flame Orb Heracross isn't coming unless he's bringing webs. I feel like Rabombi in some capacity is good. So I'm actually going to go ahead and say this. I'm saying Galvantula. I'm saying Scolipede. I'm saying Heracross, Rabombi, Crustle, and then one of either Armaldo, Araquanid, or Mega Pinsir, I feel like is going to be the odd man out. It wouldn't surprise me if it's Mega Pinsir anyway, but so those are the mons that I feel like are going to be brought. You've seen my team, and we'll go ahead and switch on over to the battle as it begins. Yup! Alright, everybody. Welcome back. And, this is kind of a rough... This is not what I was expecting out of Amoeba to bring at all. And it actually is throwing me for a complete loop. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that Scollipede's here. It is a giant problem for my team. Like the team that I brought. I should be able to check it with Minimoo. But the problem is Buzzwole is an issue for it. Illumise is there. Illumise is going to be clicking Thunder Wave. I know what it's going to do. It's going to click Thunder Wave or Encore against my potential Dragon Dance elements. So I think that was a good bring on his part. I really want to lead Raikou, but the fact that Scolipede is here makes it an interesting call. I almost want to lead Minimoo. And just see what happens. It's so... Oh, that's so bad for me. Because, like I said, my speed tiers are such that Scolipede outspeeds me. So I'm actually going to go ahead and just lead the Minimoo. Because I think that that's not a... Oh my gosh, that's the worst choice that it could have been. That's not great. The good news is if he's Scarfed, it doesn't matter. I can go ahead and click my rocks. That's fine. I don't remember if Illumise gets Defog or not. Does Illumise get Defog? I'd have to double check this. That was a very good choice on Amoeba's part to bring the Buzzwole. I mean, not the Buzzwole, but to lead the Buzzwole. Generation 4. Actually, no, let's go to the Smogon movesets. Smogon. I don't know if it gets Defog or not. Illumise does get Defog. That sucks. That sucks. I really shouldn't have done this. This was a problem. This was a mistake. I'm gonna go hard Sandcastle here. As he goes for the bulk up. Yes! That's good, that's good, that's good. That's good, that's good. Alright, you should be able to get off to the start that I want. Palisand versus Buzzwole. Let's pretend that you're Choice Bandit. Your +1 Darkest Lariat, which I believe is the best way that you can hit me. Adamant does not kill. You should be fine. Hopefully. HP Flying is actually really good in this matchup. It's really good on this turn. And our HP Flying does a lot unless he's got a lot of HP. In which case, hopefully he brings us down to our Cusset Berry. He doesn't have knockoff. Ice Punch, that's fine. Good. We went ahead and picked up the kill. That's good. The only problem is that he didn't do enough. Ice Punch did way too little. Ice Punch did way too little. Galvantula. I'm going to go ahead and Ancient Power. You can go ahead and kill me with Giga Drain or Energy Ball or whatever. We didn't really learn a lot out of that. I want to keep Alolan Muck intact. I kind of want to go Raikou and just go for the Volt Switch. I do want to see if he's Scarfed or not. He's not. Perfect. He's not Scarfed. I don't know what he's going for here. I could just go Minimoo. Yeah. like I said, I don't mind making this a series of 1v1s. Volt Switch was a great option on my part. I'm gonna go ahead and just click Rock Slide. Is actually not a bad choice. I could Stealth Rock, or I could Rock Slide. I think Rock Slide is a good option. Is that should guarantee me like good damage on Scolipede, decent damage to Crustle, Illumise. At least we get to learn a little bit about physically defensive, I assume. Nice. It gets Roost, right? It gets some form of recovery. I believe it's Roost. So I can click Rocks, I think. Click Rocks, and if it tries to Encore me in, I can go out into Sir Big. And that should be a good choice. And then we can go ahead and, I guess, just start Rock Sliding with Sir Big. That's not really the move you want to Encore me into. But, okay. Could have gotten the kill there. What? There was nothing on the field. That was a mistake. That was a mistake on his part. Yeah. I'm in, I'm clicking Rock Slide. There's not much that Illumise can do. And that, it just allows me to get off stuff. Yeah, there's the Thunder Wave that I was expecting. I think he's going to try and set up with something. Praying for a Paralyze from here. However, Scolipede is a problem. Scolipede's actually a real big problem right now. It's a huge issue. I just now realized that. Scolipede could potentially just win if I get paralyzed a couple of times. That Rock Slide miss was kind of not fun, because I could have actually endeavored down from where I was at, excuse me, and gotten a good chunk out of whomever. So given how he went for Defog with Illumise regardless, I'm not sure if he even has anything to clear rocks. It's too late for rocks. It's too late for Stealth Rocks. It's too late. We don't want rocks from here on out. We just need to keep on battering away. Minimoo can possibly still live a hit from Scolipede. Oh, maybe I should have kept Palisand. I don't know. The fact that Sir Big is paralyzed is a problem. Because I have to hard switch out against Volcarona. Because if he tries to set up with Volcarona, I need Sir Big healthy enough to live a hit from Scolipede. Like, that's what you're doing from here on out, is Scolipede. You're on Scolipede duty. That's a Galvantula. I'm gonna go out into Piloswine, and if it doesn't kill me, just try and get rocks. Yeah, I feel like just trying to get rocks is fine. I might live a hit. Maybe. I'm not sure. We know he's not Scarfed, so Galvantula is in a good spot for me. Piloswine versus Galvantula. Yeah. So there's my rocks. And I could Ice Shard. I could Endeavor. Kind of want to just Endeavor. Just click HP Rock from here. How much is my Choice Specs HP Rock doing to... Okay. Now, doing to Crustle. Okay. He's got to be really bulky to survive this. Yes. Good. Now, here's the problem. I think I just HP Rock here. He should go for the Protect. But, he has to be Life Orb or Expert Belt to kill me. Or Adamant. So, I think I'm fine to just keep clicking the Hidden Power. Yes! My boy is back! My boy has returned! Welcome back, Raikou. Welcome the hell back. That was good. GG to Amoeba. And, yeah. So, my boy Raikou returns triumphantly with the 4-kill Hidden Power Rock Sweep. I think I played that really well. I built the team really well. I knew what the Illumise was going to do. And I benefited from him expecting me to not be... Like, that Scolipede was adamant. It had to have been adamant. With no protect, that was pretty big for me. And the fact that it couldn't KO me with a single Earthquake, that's kind of nuts. Unless it was adamant Life Orb. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And, yeah, I will see you guys next week for week 8. And again, it's going to be a crucial match because I had to win out from where I was. So this was very good for me. Anyways, Roush is out. Peace.